All right. Hey, let's clap. Let's clap and say hello. What's up, everybody? God bless you. It's a Throwback Thursday, Thursday, February the 1st, 2024, 16 minutes after the hour, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Chat room's wide open, or you can call in 570-982-6950. I say this every morning that we do the show because it's very important. Uh, this is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? I hope all your family's good. I hope everybody's all right. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow the Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature Wake Up Team. To the Queen SennyJ, God bless you. Good morning. Looking well. How are you, young lady?
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. We have an amazing show for you today on this Throwback Thursday. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know what is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We are also going to have Front Page News with SennyJ, where I will let you know what is happening locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Thank you so much. And before we get into the action-packed show that we have for you today, excited to be here. Just want to give you some information, City. Good morning to my man, Young and Nut, Gregory Hills in the building. God bless you. And everyone in the chat room. Cindy, over the weekend, I'd like to say that we finally took our Christmas tree down. We took our Christmas tree down January the 26th. Let's clap for me.
Okay. Hey, it came down.
It came down, so the living room is back to where it looks, so it's all good. Now, Cindy, let's jump before we jump into the show. How are you feeling, young lady? God bless. Let's do a quick wellness check before we get into this morning show.
Well, Shawn, I'm feeling fine. I woke up this morning, I'm breathing, so all my limbs are working. Do they all feel good? Not so much, but we're pushing through. So
Okay, good.
I feel fine. I can go on another day.
Good. Thank God for Jesus. Same here. I feel good. I had to, recuperate from last weekend, even though it's Thursday. Cindy, my back was hurting the other day, and I was doing these shows. I was standing up for like hours. When I stand for hours, my back starts to hurt. Other than that, I'm feeling fine. Cindy, have you ever put yourself in a position where you stood for multiple hours and a body part of your body started aching or hurting you by just simply standing?
Yeah, my feet. My feet literally want to give out on me when I stand for too long. But no, yeah, that happens to me sometimes.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ, the Queen Miss Miko, and your boy Harvey. All right, Cindy, let's jump right into this on a Throwback Thursday. We appreciate you guys. What's the first story on deck? Where's the hearts at in the chat room? Let's go, peoples.
Well, yes, and actually, sorry, Shawn, I was really quick. I was just sharing the show, and I'm going to get to my story. So if you guys are out there, please share the show, like it, put it on your page. We appreciate that. The first story that I'm going to talk about is Gayle King. She recently was on a podcast, and she had something to say about her one of her most recent dating experiences, where she said she had to lend a man money. Media personality Gayle King recently opened up about her journey to find love again and shared an interesting dating experience that left her a little bit uncomfortable. Gayle told the story during a recent sit down with the gentlemen of the Pivot podcast, hosts Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Channing Crowder. The group was speaking on the topic of dating, which prompted her to explain a cringe story she stated during the conversation. She said, I went on a date. I was really excited. We'd gone out maybe 2 months. And then he said he really needed to talk to me. So he said he wanted a private conversation. And he said, do you think you could lend me $4,000? And she thought to herself, oh God. And she said that she told Oprah about it. And she said, you know what Oprah said? She said, gosh, I would have felt better if he would have said $40,000. She went on to share how the situation warped her perspective on the individual a little bit, especially upon her finding out what he needed the money for. She went on to say, I was so crushed because he was somebody who was making, 6 figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it was for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. So, and she just said to herself, oh God, this is just getting worse. She said he did pay me back. He said he would pay me back. He had told her he would pay her back like on a Thursday, like in 2 weeks or something like that. And she said he did pay her back, but she just didn't feel the same. She said it just changed the relationship for me. She went on to answer the question that she was originally asked, that was, dating is difficult. Things especially seem to be harder for the celebrity due to her success, as well as her relationship with her billionaire best friend. She shared that a man once told her, Gail, look at your shoes, look at your bag, look at your coat. You're friends with Oprah. A guy looks at that and says, I can't compete with that. But my thing is, it's not a matter of competing. I'm not looking for somebody to compete with me. I guess you just want somebody that wants to be with her for her. Most like how a lot of men say, they don't want women's money if they're already making money. They, they're looking for something else, when they hear that a woman makes just as much money as them or whatever. So I don't know, Shawn. I'm right there with Gail on that one. I could turn you off a little bit, make you feel a little weird about the situation. So safe to say that didn't work out too much.
Well, only place. Well, first of all, good morning, guys. Good to see you guys in the chat room. My man, Prentice Cox, Force, Blackheart, the Godfather, Solar, Tracy Ray. God bless you, and all the others who I can see at the moment. And we're getting to the 49ers in football, towards the end of the show. And of course, please like, share, subscribe, follow Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Wake up, see Lynette Serrano. God bless all my peoples in New York. Shawn Harvey birthday celebration. March the 2nd on a Saturday, Kami in Harlem. Also going to do it in Brooklyn. We'll get into that later. Of course, you're going to feel the way that Gayle King feels. The young man asks for $4,000. I think Oprah's right. You've been better off asking for $40,000.
A young man? I'm sure he's older.
Well, okay, whatever. And listen,
Gayle ain't no spring chicken. She ain't dating no 30-year-old man.
Now, let's do the numbers. Let's do the numbers. Gayle King, who I think is attractive woman. She's 69 years old. What did I talk about last week? Is when women reach the age of 50 to 60, only 1% of these women are looking good. I say that respectfully, and that goes with the men as well. Gayle King, because of her wealth, looks very good. The woman makes $12 million a year. That means she makes $1 million a month. After taxes, I don't know. It's none of my business. She's probably raking home about $600K every month. The woman doesn't have $4,000 to her. It's literally like $100 to us. Okay, she's dating the dude for only 2 months. Yeah, that could be a warning sign, But like what you just said, Gayle's coming in there. She got a $4,000 bag, $10,000 shoes. Earrings are probably $20,000. So she's what the young folks say. She got the drip. She dripping. This bitch is dripping. This is a drippy bitch.
Shawn, I can't.
She got a $12,000 dog. There's a lot going on. So for this dude who still makes 6 figures, because you can make 6 figures, you can make $500,000 a year and still need $3,000 to pay something, depending on, your expenses in life. Now, she looks at him differently. I totally disagree, Gayle. It was 2 months. He asked for 4. He probably, I don't know, what can he spend on you? Yes, he could say, Gayle, listen, let's go to the trip to the Galapagos Islands. I'm paying for it. It might cost $6,000. That's still nothing to her. But for this young man to say, "Hey, listen, I need some back child support, and I need a furniture bill, if you don't mind," and he paid her back. Ladies in the chat room, how many times a man that you've been involved with, you loaned the money to, and never got paid back? And we talking about light bread. We talking about $200. $500. Most women with the $80, you're not getting that back. This man, what Cindy just said in the report, she kind of, said it in a, she almost threw it underneath the mattress. She said the dude paid her back. He said, "Yo, ladies, on a Thursday, I'm gonna give you that 4 stacks back." He did. He gave her back. I could see if he didn't pay her back the bread, now he's a bum ass neighbor. But he gave her back the 4 stacks. And if the woman is treating her, if this man is treating Gail the right way, 2 months early in the relationship, he asked for money, and if he's doing right by her, I don't see the problem. Because if we're dating, right? And I'm gonna yield my time back to say, fellas, we're dating somebody or we're courting a woman. In 3 months, we gonna spend a couple of $1,000s to get the vagina anyway. It's the same thing almost. It's almost the same thing. When I met my wife, we're going all over the place in the beginning of the relationship. I'm spending money. So at 3 months in the relationship, I say to her, "Listen, I need $1,000 to help pay the child support. Can you help me out? I'll pay you back next Thursday." What's wrong with that? The only thing I see that might be a problem with it is because it was new in the relationship. It was 2 months in. If he said that a year into the relationship, would that be a problem? No. And Gail King is dripping. She's 69 years old. She could literally get any man she wants from 25. She could do the Al Pacino. Gail King could literally bag her a 30-year-old if she wanted to. But she's not doing that. She wants a mature man. Salute to you, Gail, but I disagree on the way you felt. He paid you back. He paid you back. And now you feel a certain way. And if I was in that position and I was dating a woman and the woman said, "I need $4,000 to pay child support and some furniture. Here, go ahead, take that, and I'll give it to you on Thursday." And Thursday she gave it back, I wouldn't have a problem. I'm not going to look at her any differently. I make $1 million a month. There's only 0.5% of the population in America that makes that type of money.
So what am I, an ATM? So what am I, an ATM? It's, yes, you can do it, but at the end of the day, it's the optics of it. I don't think she looked at him as less of a man per se, or a person. I just think she felt like when you're dating somebody, right? This is your time to see how they operate, what they're bringing to the table, how they can be your person in that way. And you want a man to be a leader. You want him to be able to come in and take control and just see him in that light. So I can understand how that light is dimmed when you're talking about, number one, obviously you're a 6-figure earner, but you obviously are showing me you don't know how to manage money. And it also brings up, are you trying to test me? Because like Oprah said, I would have preferred you ask for $40,000. You're asking for $4,000. That's like asking somebody to borrow $20 until tomorrow. It's like, that's such a little bit of money. First of all, how did you not manage that? And then you're saying you're using it to buy furniture? I mean, I can understand the child support thing, but you renting furniture, you putting down payments on furniture, like it just taints your image. Almost a little bit like when a man talks about sex early on in the relationship, like when you're the first few weeks of you talking, it's like, wow, you're just going to come out and start talking about sex. Like, it's just a turnoff. So I can understand
I
how
get
him
it.
saying that turned her off. Like,
I
all
get
right,
it. I
outta
get it.
here.
But I get it. And I hear everything you're saying clearly. No question about it. But let's jump into the real world. How many of us sitting, I don't know, you're on District 9 right now. How many of us have been in a relationship? Put it on chat room if you've been in a relationship and you started that relationship and you're immediate. I mean, you went from dating phase to relationship phase in about 7 days. Some people jump into relationships real fast.
Okay.
Give me 17 number ones, because I jumped into a relationship real fast. Like, we dated on Monday and Tuesday. I moved in on Thursday. We started paying bills on Saturday. The chick needed $30 on Thursday. I understand. Listen, it's nothing wrong with that. And wow, what are we talking about? $40,000. Maybe that was an amount that he couldn't pay. He realistically asked for an amount. This is some grown man-ish right here.
You don't have nobody else in your life you can ask besides me, who you just
They're having sex with each other for the last 2 months, and she's dripping.
How do you know they're having sex? They could have not had sex. It's only been 2 months.
Women talk about honesty and being honest, and when the man comes into the relationship, it's a facsimile thereof, and to the real person come out. This dude was a real dude. He came out and said, "Yo," he thought about it before he asked. She said, what's going on? He asked. He probably figured it out. Let me get 4,000 from her. I know she got it, but 4,000 is enough for me to pay her back. Maybe he couldn't pay back $40,000. He paid her back on Thursday. See, everybody's forgetting that part of it. The dude, to me, was a real dude. He asked for the money. So, see, let me ask you this question. If you're dating a dude for 2 months, everything is working out. He's taking you out. He took you to the Galapagos. He did everything right. Y'all went to the mother effing chop house. He bought you a bag. He did all that. And then on day 67, he said, "Listen, I need $200 real quick. Can I hold $200 to Thursday?" After all he did, let's talk about in real time. After all he did, which is unconditional, it's unconditional. He doesn't want anything back, but something unforeseen happened, and he said, "Listen, I need 200. Can you give me 200 until Thursday?" After he treated you really good for 65 days, are you done with that person?
Probably. Yeah, I'll give you the 200. But I'm looking at you sideways.
But he's giving it back to you.
So what? I feel like you could have a parent, you could have a best friend.
You
could ask anybody else. Why do you feel comfortable coming to me?
Because he's there now. It's 65 days. You've been on the phone every day. You've been FaceTiming. You've been exchanging bodily fluids. You met the kids. He met the babies. You met his mother. You met his father. And he done met your peoples. You're entwined even in 70 days. 70 days. Y'all done already went on a cruise. He done paid for all of this crap. And he just came you on the humble. Yo, listen, need 200. Because if he can't ask you, I would. For me, I would want to ask my lady first before I ask anybody else.
You should never be comfortable enough to ask a woman for money if you're a grown man. I'm sorry.
Wait. Okay, I hear you. So even in a full-time relationship, let's go in real time. In a real-time relationship, whether the dude is married to this woman or not, they're living with each other, they got kids, whatever. You're saying at no point of the relationship should a man ask his woman or his wife for $200.
Does it happen? Do people do it? And, that's fine for them. But for me, it's a red flag. I don't want you asking me.
So you living with this dude for a year and change.
I want you to be putting money in my pocket, not you asking me for the
money. Something unforeseen has happened. This dude needs $200. So see, here's the point. The point is this now. If that's your mindset, which is fine, God bless you. And this dude, and the dude knows that this is your mindset, and something really happens to this person, he's not going to come to you. for help because he's going to feel less than to ask his own beloved woman for $200. Do you find that okay?
Yeah, I mean, unless we're married. If
It
we're
doesn't,
just
it
dating,
doesn't
if
matter.
we're
It's
just
City,
dating,
I'm
no, I'm
marriage,
not giving you any money.
marriage or long-term relationship, it doesn't make a difference. The feelings are still the same. It's still
Okay.
the same feeling. So I hear you. I respect what you're saying. You're saying if you're in a full-time committed relationship and your person asked you for $200 and he's done right by you until that point because something unforeseen has happened, that you're looking at him in a different light. I hear you. I'm not doing that. If my lady, my wife, whatever, needs $200 because some weirdness happened, here go to $200.
I just feel like it creates a space for that person to get comfortable with digging into your pocket. And with me being a female and things like that, you never know what can happen. I'm from the place that you should be enriching the woman that you're with, making sure that she's always good and she never sees you sweat. I'm the type where if my man loses his job, I want him outside acting like he's going to work. I don't want to know you lost your job. I don't want you sitting in the house talking about, oh, I lost my job. I'm going to No, I want you to let me know that you didn't lose your job and you're outside. I don't care if you're sitting at the library for 7 hours until you come home early. Like, I don't want to know that.
Okay.
So I can understand where Gail is coming from.
Okay. I can, God bless you, Cindy. Cindy's in District 9, Harvey's in the real world. And that's why this show is so dope. Please like,
it's not
share.
District 9.
Please
you create this space.
No, Cindy,
you create a space for
so Cindy, you would rather your person to be so stressed out for losing a job and sitting out all day trying to find another job and not even conversating with you about this. Is that fair to put your person in that position?
I mean, I hope they don't have to be in that position because it's going to be.
But I'm just saying, is it fair? Is it fair, Cindy, that you would have that person in that position? That he can't even talk to you about this, talk to you about money, nothing. Like,
you can talk to me about it, but don't let me know you're struggling with it.
Listen, guys, only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey, what show feature with the Queen SennyJ, the Queen Miss Miko. And Cindy's literally a queen right now. All right, I hear you. So, guys, please like, share, subscribe, follow to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Let us know what your comments is in the chat room. Go ahead, Cindy. What else you got?
Well, there are some people. Oh, of course, Prentice Koch, he has something to say. He said, so for the female asking for money at that stage in the relationship is okay. I don't think anybody should be asking, anybody for money in the beginnings of a relationship, but I feel like it's more acceptable coming from a woman because guys want to be solution-based. And if money can fix your situation, he should want to do that. So I think that's more acceptable than you coming out.
For me, here's the contradiction a little bit.
So
then we
yes, it's fine. It's fine for a woman to ask for money.
Okay. See, and that's the contradiction before we move on that I believe in. Women in society today, which we love because I love women, and I tell you I do, because women in this society and the job that I do for a living actually gets me paid. 65 to 70% of women attend comedy shows, purchase tickets, buy the merchandise and all that. So I want to say to the women, God bless you. Now, in saying that, there's also throughout the last 10 years or 20 or just the last generation, how women have strived so much in this society with equality, right? And it's not where it needs to be because yes, there are definitely situations in the economic structure where women are not making as much as men in different categories of occupation. We know that. But women in these streets are always saying that they want to be equal towards the men. Cool. So there's a problem with a man asking a woman for money, but it's okay for a woman to ask a man for money. It's a contradiction. We try to be on this equal playing field. So if we're on this equal playing field, it shouldn't be a problem for a man to ask a woman for money or vice versa at this time that we live in. I know back in the days, the medieval days, yeah, men were strong and masculine, and they took care of all the bills, and then they dropped freaking dead. We live in a different climate now. All right, Sandy, let's move on. God bless you guys. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number 2 if you don't, if you're not. Where's the hard side in the chat room? Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. You already know, as the young people would say. Go ahead, Senny.
Megan Thee Stallion is threatened with a lawsuit. She just released a diss record sometime last week, and it caused a stir on social media over the weekend. It sent Nicki Minaj in a tizzy for like 3 days, and she had to release her own diss track called Bigfoot out and against her. However, Megan Thee Stallion is being threatened with a lawsuit over her lyrics by the family of murder victim Megan Conca, who inspired Megan's Law. The father of a deceased girl named Megan Conca is looking into legal action against the rapper after his daughter's tragic murder was referenced in the single. Reports state that Richard Conca was not at all happy with Megan Thee Stallion using the law that stemmed from the killing of his daughter as part of a rap beef. He reportedly feels that how the law was referenced was graphic and extremely insensitive to the pain his child and family have gone through. The line that she says was, "These hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes be mad at Megan's Law," which, if anybody doesn't know, Megan's Law is in reference to sex offenders needing to be registered wherever they live. And that was, supposed to be a diss toward Nicki Minaj because her husband is a registered sex offender. And that's, where it's standing from. Many believe the line was aimed, like I said, at Nicki Minaj. Megan's Law was enacted back in 1994 after Megan Conca was lured into her neighbor's home, who was previously convicted of child molestation and tragically raped and killed. Her death inspired Megan's Law, which now requires law enforcement to disclose details relating to the location of sex offenders. Though the lyric was clever enough in terms of rap punches, it seems Megan's family was left with nothing but bitterness. Reports state that the father has seemingly been the most vocal about his disdain for the bar, refuses to listen to the song, and was angered just by reading the lyrics alone, which his other children made him aware of. Many on social media expressed their opinions that it's a positive thing that the artist shed light on the law, because many people didn't even know. I know a lot of younger people didn't even know what the law was about. But I think it's a far reach. She just referenced the law's name. She didn't say anything about your daughter. She didn't say anything about the way that she died. It was actually used in the appropriate way. So I don't know how far this is going to go, but I will keep an eye on it. Supposedly, even after this rap beef, police were sent to Megan's mom's grave, the site of her grave, because people were leaking it. Because Nicki Minaj came at Megan's mother in this diss song, saying that she needs to conjure up the remains of her dead mother and apologize to her. It was just a lot going on with this rap beef over the weekend. And now it's said that Cardi's B fans have released Nicki Minaj's father's grave. Her father just passed away recently. So it's getting a little out of control, but I don't think we're done hearing about it yet. So we'll see what's going on. Did you follow the rap beef, Shawn? Did you hear any of these songs?
No.
What were you doing over this weekend?
Working. Like like the rap song goes, like I always say back in the day, anything goes when it comes to hoes, but pimping ain't easy.
Oh my God.
And
Say that.
these females are out here in the streets with their beef. Uh, Nicki Minaj. Who else? Who's the other one? Megan.
It was Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Megan said stuff about other rappers. She came at Drake. She came at a couple other people. But Nicki Minaj is the one who took it the hardest.
Yeah. Well, first I want to say that all these women that are rappers in the industry are absolutely beautiful young ladies. And very skill set at what they do. And you already know how I feel about Cardi B. She's from the Bronx, New York. Megan Thee Stallion, I got love for as well. And Nicki Minaj as well. But yes, the husband is a registered sex offender. What's Megan's father name again? I'm sorry.
Richard Conca.
Richard Conca, my friend. My condolences to your family. No question about it. You're out of your realm, sir. She's actually sending a positive message about the law. She didn't speak anything about your daughter. She didn't speak anything about the crime that was committed to your beloved family member. She didn't say any of that. It was actually a good point. She was pointing out somebody that's a sex offender and that this law has actually worked in the favor because everybody know who this guy is and where he lives. Right. Sir, do you even listen to the music, sir?
He hasn't even listened to the song, so how can you launch
it? Sir, you had other kids pointed out to you. If the kids wouldn't have pointed out to you, you would have never known anything about this. And the law is public record. The law is not trademark. It's not like when Pat Riley trademarked 3-peat, no one could use it. Or Ed Lover trademark come on, son. You can't. I hear what you're saying, but are you, sir? Are you absorbing what the lyric and the content was all about? It was actually paying homage to a law, unfortunately, that because of your daughter's death, and I say that respectively, and my condolences, is actually a good thing.
Right.
But sir, I don't even think you listen to the music, sir. I think maybe you want to embed I think you want to reach out to Megan Thee Stallion and say thank you.
Yeah.
And I would say thank you because you don't even know, like, that lyric could save so many folks' lives. She might have rapped that lyric even though they're in a intertwined beef with, the two vaginas are beefing with each other. I get it. But this rap lyric could shine light on the audience that don't even know anything about the law, sir. About Megan's law. Because some of these young folks, they see it as a punchline or a tag in a rap verse. Or they call it bars, I guess, bars. A lot of bars. Sir, they call bars.
Please stop, Shawn.
Sir, you got to get your bar game up. And some of these folks, they listen to the bars, but they don't know the meaning. And what they do is they go on Google and they search what is Megan's law in the rap, which educates these young folks if they want to know what it means. That's all I'm saying. So I would salute the two vaginas that are beefing with each other. And let's throw in the third vagina with Cardi B. A lot of weaves, a lot of nails, a lot of lip gloss, a lot going on. And her paying homage to your daughter by acknowledging the law of Megan's law. She did nothing. She did nothing wrong, sir. And God bless. What else you guys saying? And God bless.
Yeah. Yes.
And who doesn't want to see two vaginas beefing with each other?
Right. Shawn, please stop with the two vaginas beefing with. It's two women who are interacting.
Can I tell you?
To be honest, I don't know where their beef came from because they did a song together like not too long ago. So if somebody knows, let me know what their beef is.
Can I share my two vagina beef stories real quick?
Yeah. Why? Go ahead, Shawn.
Cindy, back in the 90s, I was living in the Bronx, New York. You already know I was swagged up back in those days.
Not the 90s.
Back in the 90s. And I was over by the supermarket, in Pathmark Supermarket, uh, in the Bronx over there on the Bruckner Expressway over there. If y'all folks in the Bronx, y'all know what I'm talking about.
I'm familiar with that one.
It's called Pathmark. I know today I think it's the Western Beef. I don't know. And Cindy, it was a typical Sunday morning. You know, I was doing some food shopping. I come out the parking lot, right? And the parking lot was congested. You know, we're in New York City. Everybody's going shopping. You know what it is. Limited space in the Big Apple. And SennyJ, there's two beautiful Puerto Rican women that probably lived over there in Castle Hill, Soundview. You know, they got that Jennifer Lopez look. It might have been Jennifer Lopez, might have been one of the chicks. I don't know. But Cindy, I'm about to get into my car. There's another dude that's waiting for the parking space. This Latino woman comes into the parking lot. She stops short. Another Latino woman who looked just as beautiful as she did hit her car, but tapped it. You know when you tap somebody's car and there's no dent, no paint chip? It was just a tap, like just that micro tap that happened, right?
Right.
Cindy, without saying anything, both of these women got out the car, went over to the damage that wasn't even there, looked at each other, and started fighting, SennyJ. Just started fighting. So me and the dude run over. Remember, the guy was waiting for the parking space. I was about to pull out. We run over. Cindy, he grabs one chick. I grab the other. Titties are coming out. Ass out. I'm breaking it up. I'm grabbing like, lady, move out the way. I'm grabbing titties. He's grabbing titties. And I share this story because it's nothing like seeing two vaginas get into a fight. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you ever seen two vaginas get in a fight in your lifetime. And tell us that story in the chat room. God bless. What else you got to say? Cindy, have you ever seen two vaginas fighting with each other?
Yeah, Shawn, I've seen many of those.
How was it for you?
And it's always a shame. It's always a shame when women are fighting. Because
Cindy, could you tell us one quick? Can you tell us one quick two vagina fight story real quick? Without mentioning no names?
Yeah, I can do it without mentioning names.
Go ahead. Two vaginas fighting, and they had to break up the vaginas.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the bar, of course, I've seen it a few times, like girls arguing for no reason. And yeah, they started fighting. It was at, this was in the Poconos. It was, I don't know what the fight was over, but somebody threw a drink and the next thing you know, they're slapping each other, a lot of hair pulling. Yeah. And then actually, the two girls that I did see fighting at this one particular time, they actually, we went to the same school together. So I seen them after the fact. They were cool too. They like ended up talking after that. So it wasn't that bad. This is when we were in college. So it was kind of funny. It was like one of those, oh, I'm sorry, I was drunk. And it was just a lot, like stupidness.
All right. Put a number 1 chat room if you've ever seen two vaginas fighting at the same time. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's always a problem. Passengers are supporting a man who was arrested for opening a plane door and walking on the wing after a 4-hour delay. They said he saved our lives. A man was arrested after he defiantly stormed out of an airplane's emergency exit. I don't know what's going on with people and flying, but it has been a mess ever since COVID. This man stormed out of an airplane's emergency exit and walked out onto the wing of the plane after a 4-hour delay at the Mexico City airport, but other passengers are saying that he saved their lives. The Guatemala-bound Aero-Mexico plane was parked and waiting for takeoff at the Mexico City International Airport on Thursday when the fed-up passenger exited the plane and then re-entered the cabin without affecting the aircraft or anyone else. He then turned himself into the police. However, scores of passengers signed a statement claiming the airline made them wait for 4 hours without ventilation or water while the flight was delayed. They said the man's apparent outburst was to protect everyone with the support of everyone. The delay and lack of air created conditions that endangered the health of passengers. He saved our lives. At least 77 passengers aboard the flight signed the statement, which was handwritten on notebook paper in support of the man's action. An incident report filed with the airport confirms the passengers' grievances. The passengers, a video apparently recorded aboard the flight showed passengers fanning themselves and asking for water. Flight tracking sites confirmed that the flight to Guatemala City was delayed for 4 hours and 56 minutes. It's not clear if the man remains in custody or is facing any charges. It says the flight had been due to lift off at 8:45 a.m., but because of a maintenance alert on the plane, the captain had to return to the gate for the required maintenance. I think he did what he was supposed to do. Like, I've been on that situation when these people make you wait on the plane. It is horrible, and I don't know why they do that. Why don't they just let everybody off?
Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, Shawn Harvey, morning show feature wake up team with the Queen SennyJ, the Queen Miss Miko. Let's go. Like, follow, share, and subscribe if you don't mind. Thank you. And shout out to everyone in the chat room. Where's the hearts at in the chat room? I want to see hearts right now. Where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, turn down for what? Now, this guy. He's been sitting on the plane for 4 hours. I think we've all been there. I don't know if City's there 4 hours. I never sat for 4 hours on a plane, maybe an hour. And then he, had the goal to make a decision to open up the emergency door and walk off the plane. I want to see more hearts in the chat room. Where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, turn down for what? That's dope. And the plane is going to Guatemala. Where is it? Where was the original? Where was the party location?
Mexico City.
So Mexico City to Guatemala. Really? Are we serious right now? Aero Mexicano. Get it? I get it. But for this man, even though he sat for 4 hours to open up the emergency door, it's criminal to me. There's several reasons why, they keep the doors, they keep you on the plane for hours. The United States government is trying to pass a law to where, these planes can't have folks sitting in the plane for 4 hours, and they shouldn't. You shouldn't be sitting on a plane for 4 hours.
At least give the people water. But you know why they don't give you water is because when they're holding for maintenance and stuff like that, the flight attendants don't get paid. So the flight attendants, that's why they stop their service, because they're not getting paid at that moment. But y'all are sitting there, there's no air conditioning, so it's hot as hell, and you're just sitting there. It's horrible conditions.
You still can't open up the emergency door and walk on the way.
It's an emergency. At this point, you're kidnapping me.
Because
you're holding me hostage.
Okay, so what if someone follows behind them and fall off the wing and break their neck? Then who's liable for that?
I mean, well, he's liable for that.
He's
liable if he breaks his leg while they're in the air doing whatever.
Well, again, I don't think you should open up an airplane door. I don't care if it's in the air or on the ground. You're not qualified for all of that. But it's the times that we live in today. You're right. Everybody went crazy after coronavirus, and everybody misbehaved. The internet has infiltrated everybody's brain. Half the country's polarized. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn about a rule. Nobody gives a damn about none of that. People just do what they want to do. And that's what this man did. He did what he wanted to do. He said, I can't stay on this plane. I got to take a shit.
I salute him because they had to let everybody off after he did that. Okay, great. What y'all should have did in the first place. Y'all know it's about to take 4 hours to get this plane together.
And I totally agree with you. You shouldn't be on a plane for 4 hours, but when you start doing weird stuff like that because you making weird decisions because you've been on a plane for so long, that becomes reckless. And that's all I'm saying. I don't want to be on the plane for 4 hours.
So you
That
wouldn't have
happened
signed
to
the
me.
petition for him? Would you have signed the paper in
No, I
support
would.
of this man?
No, I wouldn't. But what I did, I remember I was in Charlotte and we was on the plane, and the next stop was Newark Airport, and I was going home, and we were on the tarmac. We were, you know what? We was the plane before the plane takes off. You know how they all in a line?
Yeah.
You know, right? And we was the next plane to take off. Okay. The captain makes an announcement, we got to go back. There's something wrong with the plane. He said, we got mechanical issues on the plane. We're the next plane to take off. Thank God for Jesus.
I don't be believing them when they say that.
We might have been doomed on a short flight from Charlotte to Newark.
Did you have to wait on the plane?
Yeah. So what he did was the lane that they take off and fly, because we were the next plane. Everything had to stop. The plane went on that runway. It made a right turn to go back to the gate, which that took 20 minutes. Because when the planes are on the ground and they moving, it's like, you ever do this? They're like the plane, you're shaking. So we get back to the gate, and we stay to the gate for another 90 minutes. And then the pilot goes, we have a computer issue with this plane. We're done. And thank God. And people were upset. They were still upset when he said we had a problem with the plane and we're the next plane about to take off. What is wrong with you people?
Because y'all had all this time to figure this out. We're ready to go.
The pilot is like, yo, there's something wrong with the plane. We're not taking off, and we're the next plane to take off. And people are still upset. We was about to die. The next connection was either to heaven or hell.
People have connections. We don't have time for y'all and your faulty equipment that you had plenty of time to check. And half the time, planes are flying in from other destinations. So you just made a 3,000-mile trip, and now we got another, 1,000 miles to go, and you guys are having problems. It's just annoying.
Cindy, you are annoyed to the fact that I don't care where you're going, that the pilot announces before you take off that there's something wrong with the plane. You really have a problem with that?
Yeah. Because why is there a problem with the plane?
But Cindy, the plane, what if he would have took off and all the computers shut down on the plane and then we crash in a fiery death? What about that?
I have taken a lot of flights, and the amount of mechanical errors that these planes be having, I'm surprised that the airlines are still in business, to be honest.
But Cindy, you're still not.
Out of 10 flights, a person is going to have, like 6 of them are going to be delayed for mechanical errors. Like,
but Cindy, that's
a little weird.
But Cindy, you're telling me that you're annoyed that there's a computer problem with the plane and the plane's about to take off. For me, I was grateful that the pilot. I don't care what. I didn't care. Yeah, I had to go to Newark and I got to pick something up and I had to do that. At that moment, Cindy, I didn't care about none of that. Take us back to the gate. There's something wrong with the plane. What is wrong with you people? You imagine how the pilot feels. He's up there, with the steering wheel. He's looking at the dashboard. His oil light is on red. His engine light is on warning. The navigation don't work. And he's seeing this, but the engine's still running. We don't know that. And he looked at his co-pilot and said, yo, if we take off, the co-pilot's like, yo, if we take off, we gonna die. But in the back, we don't know that. And you're sitting there, and as soon as he said, yo, we gotta go back, everybody like, oh my God.
Because it's some BS. And don't let us not even board yet, and they delay us. I'm automatically thinking you guys are understaffed. A flight attendant is not there yet. Something's going on. So I'm immediately taking it there too. So
Welcome
I mean,
to
I
the
guess there could be something wrong, but then for all of that, why are we flying all these planes that obviously have all these type of problems? Doors are flying off now, so now people are extra scared. Like, this is crazy.
welcome to the show, only place on earth where you get your morning start. Right, Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. You guys not doing nothing in a few weeks from now. Saturday, February the 10th. We're back at Game Time, guys. Our monthly comedy show. We got a bunch of people coming out already. Senny was there the last time. We had a great time. February the 10th, Game Time comedy show. My man Ching Ching's in the chat room. Myself, we do it up. Y'all come on out. 1028 Broadway, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We would definitely have a great time. Thank you. Morris B, my man Morris is in the building. We appreciate you. Please don't take it for granted trying to get from one destination to another, thinking that you're going to get there and everything is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. And I want to share this one story. I was in Rochester, New York, SennyJ. We were in Rochester, flying back to New York City. It was a sunny day in Rochester, SennyJ. It was a cold, cold, cold Tuesday morning, SennyJ. Or Sunday morning, by the way. Very cold. Very clear. But you know what the problem was, Senny?
What?
There was a snowstorm in New York City.
Oh, no.
So the plane couldn't fly from Rochester to New York, which is like a 25-minute flight. And Senny, this white dude, pure Babylonian, he must have been German and Polish mixed together. 100% Babylonian. Big guy, like 200, 300 pounds, 6'5", looked like an offensive tackle. City. Don't you know when they made the announcement that they doing a ground stop in Rochester, New York? Don't you know he lost his mind and started running through the airport terminal, talking about he got to get to New York and screaming and yelling because no airline was going to New York because they wasn't flying. And you know what I said? I yelled out, give him the mother effing keys to that plane and let him fly himself to mother effing New York.
Where are you guys leaving from? Charlotte?
Rochester, New York.
Oh, well, he should have rented a car. I know a lot of people that do that.
What else you got, Senny? Before we get out of here.
Meta, you know, that's Facebook's new name. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologizes to parents of victims of online exploitation in a heated Senate hearing. Mark Zuckerberg apologized to families who said their children were harmed by social media use during a heated hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday. The apology came as Zuckerberg, whose firm owns social media platforms Facebook and Instagram, answered questions at a U.S. Senate Judiciary hearing on the impact of social media on children. The hearing looked at child sexual exploitation online and also included CEOs from Discord, Snap, X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as TikTok, and featured a video of children speaking about their experiences with online bullying, abuse, and more. Committee Chair Dick Durbin bashed the platforms for failing to protect children, and Republican Senator Lindsey Graham told Zuckerberg that he had blood on his hands from a product that's killing people. Families also attended the hearing, some holding signs sharing their children's stories. When Zuckerberg was asked by Republican Senator Josh Hawley if he would like to apologize to victims harmed by his product, he addressed families in attendance. "I'm sorry for everything you all have been through," said Mark. No one should go through the things that your families have suffered. And this is why we invest so much. And we are going to continue doing industry-wide efforts to make sure no one has to go through the things your families have had to suffer. The CEOs also said they would work with lawmakers, parents, nonprofits, and law enforcement to protect minors. A growing number of lawmakers are urging measures to curb the spread of child sexual abuse images online and to hold technology platforms better accountable to safeguard children. The Senate hearing is part of an effort to pass legislation after years of regulatory inaction by Congress. Florida specifically has said that they want to create a law where it bans children ages 15 years and younger from social media apps. I don't know how they're going to stop that because, it's just like online gambling or porn sites. You get the pop-up, are you 21 years of age before you enter? People are just going to click yes. So I don't understand, parents know that there's an age limit for these social media sites and they still sign their kids up for it. So, I understand that, the government has to crack down on things like this, but there's more important things that you guys should be worrying about. You don't want to sanction guns, but you want to come at Mark Zuckerberg for Facebook. Half the time, it's the parents who are putting out their own children. You know how many people social media come across where they have their children in their underwear because they're just waking up and having their kids playing around in their bathing suits that they're posting online? Y'all don't care about pedos. Y'all are putting your own kids out there in their underwear.
Well, thank you, Cindy, before we close out. I'm concerned. How the hell are you watching all these kids with underwear on? Now,
my friends are posting their kids talking about pool day, and they got their little daughter running around in a two-piece, riding up her ass.
All right.
Like, what's the point? What are you guys doing out here?
Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. God bless. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start off with this. I want to see the hearts in the chat room one more time. Where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, turn down for what? For what? This podcast is hot. This podcast is great. Ooh, this podcast is delivering smoke.
Oh, God.
All the rest of them, God bless you. You ain't bringing this heat like Harvey. Welcome to Harvey's house. I say this. I am grateful to be the age that I am now, because we didn't have none of that social media back in the day. So I am truly grateful and blessed that I am aging with grace, because the social media juggernaut has everybody in a headlock. City talks about the gun industry. The gun industry got nothing on social media. Social media, folks are dying with, through the gun-related killings at a horrendous pace, and I say that respectively. But social media, the parents haven't failed. Parents, you did the best job you can do. You did it. I'm going to give you 5 stars. But you can't compete with the almighty AI. You can't compete with Meta. Meta is the parents now. And the U.S. government is the guardians. Parents, we're going to take it out your hands because you failed. As per what Cindy just said, yes. Some parents glorify their children on social media. But the bullying and the way that social media has embedded into the brain cells of these children are deadly, because the main factor is the obvious. They compare what they see on the outside and not worrying about what's going on in their own lives. So the social media paints this fantasy on how people should live, and these kids are so impressionable with them in their minds, they feel inferior to the people that they see on social media living this way, when 90% of them don't even live like that. And then they threw in a robot on your ass. It's called AI. And with the parents giving these devices to these kids, which is a two-way street, because some of these kids need the devices. You need to get in touch with the kids. I understand that. But with the device itself, it becomes a trifecta of deadly results, unfortunately. And these kids are in a room, huddled up over that phone, and they are mesmerized and hypnotized by this devil called social media. How many videos have we seen when the parents threw the phone in the pool or threw it in the garbage and these kids yelled out, "I hate you," or trying to beat the parents up?
But whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
I say this. Welcome to Harvey's house. This is what I say. No child under 16 years old shouldn't even have a device. Don't even give it to them. Go old school, bring back the payphones. Bring back give them beepers. Give them one device that only contacts their parents and a select few others, and that's it. The kids can't handle social media. Mark Zuckerberg, Twitter, and all the others, Snapchat, even though these people run these businesses and are billionaires, they created a monster that they can't even control. They can't even control the beast. They can't control the 666. Damon is out there. This is the exorcist. This is the exorcism. This is deadly results. I sympathize with parents and kids in here. The kids that are between 9 years old and 15. Take the whole device away. Parents, you can't do it. Parents, I don't care if you're the most successful parent out there with life skill sets that you can convey to your children. Your children could be the most respectful child, but when they get to the demon, to the devil, which is social media, it's a travesty. It ends in deadly results. Parents, you might as well tell, if the kids say to you, "Mom, why I can't go on social media?" I think the appropriate answer now is, it will kill you. It's just as addictive as cigarettes. It's so addictive that it warps your perception of reality. For a 13-year-old whose brain is at the stage where it absorbs nothing but information, and to pour that information into a teenager is deadly. Suicide rate has just went up dramatically over the last 10 years due to social media. We can't even put the devices down. Parents, what do? I'll ask you, SennyJ, what regulations, even though it's too late by now, it's too late. And wait, one more thing I want to say before I ask you the question. The state of Florida, what Cindy just said, is proposing legislation, which passed in their Senate or House, whatever, to eliminate social media for teenagers and young folks 15 years and under. And Cindy, I'm gonna go a step further. I don't think it's just gonna be another click on the box. That don't work. I get it. I think they're gonna come up with another formula to see, to prevent children to just simply, go online by a yes/no question. Now, Cindy, I asked you this question. I asked everyone in the chat room before we get out of here. In your beloved household, Cindy, if you don't mind me asking, what is the cell phone regulate? Even though it's nothing you can do about it. It's just nothing you can do about it. And I'm not mad at you because this is an AI problem. AI thinks better than you do. I say that respectively.
Well,
Cindy, what do you do as a parent to regulate some type of social media or phone discipline? God bless.
Well, I mean, people have known. My daughter has been, in a little trouble, and the first thing that gets taken away is her cell phone. Like, you can't use it. She doesn't have it right now, to use it in school. So like when she comes home, she can use it from after she's done her homework until like 9:30. So I mean, that's like when they're on punishment. But regularly, I let my kids use the phone as much as they want to.
Right.
I don't have a regulation on it, but if I do, like after 9:30 when they're supposed to go to bed, like they don't have their devices anymore. But I check my kids' phones a lot. I do that. I like randomly take it. I read their text messages. I'm friends with them on any social media that they have. And I pay attention to them. Like they can't be locked away all day. I ask them how they're feeling. So I do things. I think if they were having, image problems or suicidal thoughts, I'd like to think I would know before it happens. But yeah, my kids are well-rounded. So I don't think they have a problem with social media like that. But there are some people who never check in with their kids. They just have them on the screen 24/7.
Right. So my whole, and thanks for sharing, Cindy, and please in the chat room, let us know what techniques you use. Listen, sometimes I have a hard time putting my social media down and disciplining myself. So I know how difficult it would be for a child. You see what SennyJ's doing with her children to try to prevent them from falling into this evil pit of social media. I say this, and Cindy, God bless you. If I had a child of that age, you can do social media. You probably could do it 1 hour a day, and that's it. You're done. I'm gonna give you a device. I'm blocking all social media. You can't. Then I'm gonna give you a 45-minute social media break. Like if you're watching TV, you could go on social media for a few minutes, and then we're done. We discuss what you looked at or how you feel about a post or a video, but that's it. This is the realm that we're in right now. If you want to protect your beloved children from social media, it's literally not even having it on the device.
And another good thing to do is I like to implement the one screen rule, right? Because my son, there are times he'll be on his phone playing the game, and he'll have like the iPad going, like some music or something like that. So I gotta be like, it looks like a command center in here. If you're on the game, you have to be on the game. If you're on the phone, you're on the phone. So you can do that too, because I've seen it. They have the command center set up. My daughter too. She'll have her laptop playing her show, but she'll be scrolling on her phone. Yeah. So I tell them one screen at a time.
Cindy, you're a parent. It's none of my business. You're bugging. You're better than I am. There will be no effing command centers in my crib. There's none of this whole laptop, another screen, a phone. No, we're not doing that. That's not going to happen.
I'm like, is any money being made here? Because like,
they got the helmet on with the glasses, doing this.
You're asking Alexa what time it is. Like, it's just a lot going on.
That's right. You're urinating on yourself and you're hungry. No. Yes, Cindy, take down the command center.
I try to. Whenever I see it happening, I break it up.
But then again, but Cindy, I have to be honest with you. I'm fearful of your life. You might get choked the F out.
No.
There's 2 of them in there. They'll beat your ass.
No, they know. But see, it goes down to parenting. At any moment, I could tell my kids, like, give me your phone. You're off your phone right now. They're not going to buck up at me or get crazy because they know what's going to happen after that. So, again, it comes down to the parents. What type of foundation do you have in your household?
Cindy,
You
the
have to have that
parents have,
foundation.
Cindy, it's not about the parents anymore. The parents, I say this respectfully to all of you, you all failed. But you didn't fail because of the, policies and techniques and behaviors of your children and trying to discipline your child. You didn't fail. It's the almighty AI. The almighty AI. Cindy, the almighty AI has superseded parents' instructions to their child. The AI is now the parent. You tried your best. As a matter of fact, Cindy, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a round of applause.
Thank you. It's hard out here, believe me.
You tried. And now you're done. Now you tried. You're done. Because now what they're going to do throughout these states, they're going to implement laws now to ban children from social media. There's nothing, what you're saying, I believe you internally on how you raise your children. It's none of my business, but I don't believe any of it. The social media, you're scared. You're scared. You're scared.
I mean, it is
because
scary.
if you take the device away I'm fearful for you. If you take the kids' devices at the wrong time, playing the wrong game, and if your son turn around with the evil eyes and go like this,
Never.
walk away from the room and call the authorities. I'm not saying, I'm not even joking about this. Call this.
No, Shawn, I would never.
Walk away, Cindy.
I don't have that problem.
Walk away.
I don't have
I fear for you, young lady.
Well, thank you. I'll take it under advisement, but we're good over here.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Look at D-Lo talking about they fighting. Yeah. Hey, parents, my kids are all grown. They whatever. I don't have that problem. Please.
He's like, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. I don't care. I don't have that problem. Please, to the parents and to some of you grandparents. But see, I love the grandparents because we don't give a damn. We old school. We didn't have social services back in the day, so we'd kick some ass. To these new parents, to the parents out here, please be careful in these streets. Please be careful because we hear stories time and time again of these kids retaliating against their own parents because of a device or social media. Please be careful out in these streets. Cindy, you got the last word. Put it up on the chat room if you enjoyed the show. This is your premiere podcast in the morning. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. God bless. Cindy, you close out. I appreciate you.
We cannot direct the wind, but we can always adjust the sails. Take that with you. You cannot direct the wind, but you can adjust your sails.
Dope.
Take that into your week.
All right, guys, we see you tomorrow. Promise. We got love for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are out. Please have a safe day. Please have a productive day. And God bless all your families. Cindy, let's wave at these folks.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
We the F out of here.